you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves of green.
Excuse me, but I simply must fly.
Jingle bells, that man smells, Robin laid an egg.
Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to a very special and normal episode of SRB Chronicles, where we talk about what makes us tick.
Yes.
To let you guys know. I gotta get that tagline right this time.
You gotta learn to get that tagline just on point.
So this time around, we thought about it, and we could have just done Christmas specials, just talk about random Christmas specials we've seen over the years. But we were not raised with all the Christmas specials. We were raised with slightly different.
Yes.
Now, as you can see below this very stylish Frosty the Snowman gift bag, there's this VHS tape. Now, we'll probably, or he can do that.
Go ahead, continue talking.
I don't know, man.
Continue talking.
Okay. This was a story we like to begin with. So,
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Now Luke is not taking it seriously. Okay, so so about, I would say, mid-90s, early to mid-90s. We had Christmas specials we watched, but we, there was going to get to the point where there's going to be the next year Christmas specials, Christmas specials. So what my dad did was, he created a multi-hour video containing nothing but Christmas specials.
Christmas cartoons as it's titled.
It's Christmas cartoons as the title is here. And these are the ones we grew up with.
Yes.
Now, I will say, Christian will probably agree with this when we get to it, a couple of these changed our lives for the better. While others, are still iconic, and hopefully no tears will be shed today.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. So, let's get started off. Now, we did as much research as we possibly could. This video was surprisingly shorter than we thought. It is still quite a few number of hours.
Yeah, like how it mentions, like when we're younger, it feels like it's a full-length, like, oh my god, like movie thing type of thing. But then when you sit down and you're older and you watch it, you're like, that was it? That was really quick. You know, that went by really quickly. But, when you're a kid, it's the psychology of just, it's like you want it to last forever. So it's like it lasts the longest.
Now, couple fun facts. One, this VHS tape still works. There's a couple like hiccups here and there, but the VHS tape still runs beautifully, surprisingly beautifully. The other thing is, these aren't like random, these are random Christmas specials, but these are the ones my dad got during that time that were just, you can tell that they all came out around the same week, and he just recorded them from our old
And now,
VCR.
mind you, some of them did come out before even we were born, but it was always a tradition for certain television stations.
And we even had commercials for different things, like, I don't think everybody remembers Major Dad.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Or when they were selling a Gone with the Wind decorative plate.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Or the most popular one, Crossfire!
That's why I didn't mention, I was gonna bring it up when we get to the next part, but no, you're right, Crossfire.
Yeah.
That's where we originally found Crossfire before it became a well-known, like, viral video. Yeah. That's where we grew up with Crossfire.
Exactly.
Because it's a stupid game.
It's a fun game.
But we're getting off track. This is a Christmas holiday extravaganza specials. So we're gonna start off with the first Christmas special that was on the tape.
Yes.
That was mostly, we saw most of. It turns out this was a lot longer than we thought. And this is the Bugs Bunny's Looney Christmas Tales. Now, for us on the tape, it starts out with Bugs Bunny teaching, like, Foghorn Leghorn, Sylvester, Yosemite Sam, Porky Pig, and Elmer Fudd Christmas carols, like Christmas jingles and stuff like that. And that's when you get the heavily Looney Tunes vibe. And then we cut into probably the reason my dad recorded this, which his favorite Christmas special of all time is 3, 2, 1.
The Christmas Carol.
I was trying to sync that up. Never mind.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. A Christmas Carol. So the first one is a Christmas Carol of sorts. It heavily alters it into more of a special of sorts, like a very short, like Looney Tunes style cartoon, where Yosemite Sam plays Scrooge, Porky Pig plays Cratchit, Cratchit, and like Tweety Bird plays Tiny Tim.
Yeah, in a way, like I say, it was their version of a Christmas Carol. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was their version of a Christmas Carol, and what transpired was a bunch of shenanigans, like Bugs Bunny trying to get revenge on Scrooge Sam, pretty much for like mistreating him, and then mistreating Porky Pig's character as well. So there's funny things like the hot coal, where he throws the coal in, Sam takes the hot coal out without thinking about it.
Yeah, it's stuff like that pretty much, where he takes it out and it's just like, you know, type of thing where he's...
And he pretty much, and it gets to a point where he pretty much just threatens him with hell. You see me saying with hell and just points down. And that's where he changes his attitude, and that's the end of it. But then later in the special, he's like, he changed his mind going, I'm going to need all this back. Yeah. All this back. I'm going to need it all back. Then we get back to the chorus line, and I guess some point during the time this came out, Bugs has nephews, relatives, by because there's a part where he's having the choir hold a note, and then forgets to tell him to stop holding the note, and he's talking to us, and then they get back to him, and they're all like blue in the face and stuff, and like that was hilarious. So he gives him another tale, but before that tale, we get. This is something they did in the Looney Tunes movies, which was sprinkle in like Looney Tunes cartoons.
Oh yeah.
And in this case, it was a snow set one for Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, pretty much. And it was the usual, like him failing all the Acme products, like the snow machine failing on him trying to use a dog sled, but then forgets to read the fine print, saying, while these dogs really like eating coyotes.
Yeah.
And then there was that. Then we cut to the Buster one it was more or less was the night before Christmas, but it has the Tasmanian devil impersonating Santa because he steals his sleigh and accidentally steals his clothes. And pretty much and Bugs Bunny does his usual distractions until he can figure out a plan to stop Taz overall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which eventually works in the end. Now, I know there's probably more to this special, but for us in the VHS tape, it just abruptly ends there.
That's it.
Yeah, abruptly ends there, and it was fine for the most part. Then we get into Dr. Seuss's How to Stole Christmas.
One of the most popular ones, pretty much.
Now, we don't need to like talk it like bit by bit,
because everybody knows into it. Everybody knows how the story goes.
I mean, this was a very wonderfully done animated short, came out in the 70s. Very well done, very well shot. I think the animation quality was good for its time.
Yeah, it was good,
and even the music, the iconic music, the You're Me One.
It was just something that again they always did yearly, pretty much, and we pretty much grew fond to. Like everybody, for those who grew up with it, pretty much, it was a part of our childhood too, and we loved it. We memorized the songs lots of times. And it was just really fun. It was out there. It was fun. It was
everybody felt bad for the dog.
Yeah, everybody felt bad for the dog. Again,
and there's even jokes to this day going, "Wait, if his hair grew 3 sizes that day, shouldn't it be legally dead?"
But like I said, though, it's just very interesting. Like I said, just to see even continue nowadays, pretty much to see it, grow into a live action, and then now they're planning to redo it again.
This time as a CG anime movie starring Benedict Cumberbatch in the role.
Yeah, exactly, and it's going to be interesting just to see that as a computer animation. I think with that, if they were smart, they would probably stick to the same style, kind of, but in 3D animation to see what it would be like. But I
definitely love the original one more than Jim Carrey one. Maybe in fact, it's just enough to where it only slightly alters from the book, but still continues.
It keeps it strong. The spirit of it strong. And like I said, this was awesome. I mean, again, we all grew addicted to the song. From Your Mean Ones, Mr. Grinch, You know,
that was the only one, Chris.
Well, there's others pretty much. Remember near the end when they started singing this song?
Oh, the Welcome Christmas.
Yeah. See, so like
no, we have to actually do it. Otherwise, people are gonna get crucified.
Yeah.
Welcome, Yahoo, Yahoo,
welcome. I don't know what for, but we're close enough. Okay, we got it close enough.
We'll go with that so we don't butcher everybody's ears. This is where I was supposed to talk about the Crossfire commercial, but thanks.
Yeah, but mention the commercials we got, including Crossfire. Sorry, there we go.
Old Little Caesars commercial.
Oh yes. News
stories, the Folgers commercial.
Some of the commercials you get to see how much it's changed nowadays, even as well. That's another.
Next up we got. So next up we got a Garfield Christmas, which for the Garfield Christmas, it was of course based off the current animated series of the same name. Yeah. Had the same voice, the same everything.
Based off the popular, newspaper comics.
And yeah, of course it's based. Everybody knows that.
Well,
which was based off of the animated series as well.
Yes.
So. Anyway, what was cool, I will give this, what was cool about the animated series was they actually kept with the Jim Davis illustrations of all the characters.
Of how they are, yeah.
Yeah. So
the look and everything pretty much, which was really cool and unique, and for its time pretty much as a series, it was good. It was cool for its time.
And the story centrals around the fact that after a very great dream where Garfield gets a wish maker thing that gives him every wish imaginable, he and Odie and John go to John's family's house to celebrate Christmas, which John, grew up on a farm and became more of a city boy. So you have his father, you have Doc Boy, he doesn't like being called Doc Boy, he's a bit of a dunce, and despite 24 years of piano lessons, cannot remember anything. And then we get Garfield's favorite person, which is Grandma.
Yes, his favorite.
And his mom, and John's mom. And what made this work, I rewatched it, and it still got me a bit choked up. What made this work the most is the grandmother.
Yeah.
The grandmother, she's very, like, wild and springy and sprawly.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, and she's very enthusiastic about everything. She has her own great attitude and stuff. Like, there's a sausage gravy scene where she adds in some chili powder. And she's like, and the mom's like, oh, you're gonna have chili powder. Like, oh, heavens, no. And then she leaves and goes, goddamn right, bear chili powder. I've won chili cook-off last few years running. Then, Garfield tries it, and it's very spicy.
I remember that,
And what made the grandmother work so much was that, we find out more that she lost her husband a while back.
Yeah, a while back.
So, the years since his passing, she's had nobody. Like, Garfield, she's had pets and cats before, and Garfield really grows fond of her because of her attitude and stuff, which he really adores. And there's really, a really good scene where she's just, you see her in this corner in the dark, rocking a chair back and forth, flicking out in the snow, and Garfield comes up, gets on his lap, she appreciates it, and explains how, her husband went through so much for the family, did so much for herself as well, always brought a smile to her face.
Yeah. It was very heartfelt. It was very
heartfelt.
It was really an emotional scene, pretty much. I mean, even as a kid, it wasn't as strong, but, when you rewatch it again, as you're older, and you start to see the heart the animators put into these characters, especially for this Christmas special.
Yeah.
It's like you really felt for these characters. You really felt that so much, pretty much, for what the family was all about.
Yeah, and pretty much it gets to a point, there's a lot of normal, average Christmas stuff in this, but there's still some fun moments, like Garfield playing on the star, on the Christmas tree, he has to climb up and then radically falls down. Odie's Christmas gift to him, which is this homemade back scratcher.
Yeah,
which is really cool. And then what makes it work though is the end where Garfield, when he's visiting the barn, actually stumbles upon these old love letters the grandma's husband used to send to her, and it makes her Christmas. And,
it made her Christmas.
And what really helped make this Christmas special work is showing how much Christmas, really means where you're spelling as Christmas or the holidays, which is about making sure everybody feels loved during that time.
Yeah, make sure everyone feels loved, no matter, everyone's equally loved. And again, like you said, it's just the way they captured that emotion pretty much. It's just show, you know, how much heart there is within not only family, but also just in the series pretty much, showing how much they believe in their characters and stuff like that, and what showing the real true spirit of Christmas, you know, and especially for Garfield, the one pretty much who just doesn't care about anything. He's always lazy, and then you see this character evolve into something where it's like he does have a caring heart. He does have some type of will within him, and it was really good. It's just to see a different side of Garfield.
Now, some of the specials on here, it got to a point I could tell on the VHS tape. My dad eventually figured out just to start recording when the special comes back on.
Yeah.
Because at first it doesn't do that, but he starts using the commercial stuff. It stops it there, and Garfield Christmas was the first one to do that. And then remember how I said there was 2 things that changed our lives. For me, that's gonna be one of the second to last things.
Yes.
We're gonna start with something that changed his life.
Yes.
And that is Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas Celebration. Now, if you've been part of our channel for a while now, you'll notice during the Pixar reactions, him.
My fascination in overall animation and stuff like that. I mean, yes, Pixar was one of the companies that really pushed me into wanting to get into computer animation. But even as a young kid, animation was still, like I said, still fascinating to me. Even when it came to this, because this animation was this full-on claymation, pretty much.
Well, kind of, and I'll get to that.
Yeah, kind of, in a way, claymation.
But this is one of the key things that made his future.
It was the first step into what, pretty much...
Yeah, this was the first real step, and you've even tried out claymation either when you were in California, when you were here. You've always had a fascination with animation.
Yes.
Because and this is where it started. I didn't even know the name of this until I had to research it. So Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas Celebration came out in '87. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, Christmas Tales came out in '79. Grinch Animation Special came out in '66. Garfield Christmas came out in '87.
Yeah.
But now the Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas Celebration. This was of course set in a wonderfully done like London-esque square setting with a Christmas tree.
Yes.
And we had 2 different dinosaurs. Yes, this was this kind of claymation special. 2 anthropomorphic dinosaurs called Rex and Herb. Now Rex was this raptor-like looking one that was more of the sophisticated type.
Yeah.
Who liked to bring up he kind of reminded me of like like a classic movie actor. I can't remember his name. Remember that? And then you had Herb, which was this dunce of a co-host who all cared about was eating. He wore the Santa suit. He was this like blue triceratops looking dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was more like, hey everybody, welcome back. It's all the great food and stuff and all the great. I swear to God, I'm like 3 octaves off, but that's exactly how he fucking said it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and one that was voiced by a guy who's, I swear, his acting name was Johnny Counterfeit.
Nice.
I think Johnny Counterfeit was his name. Now, let me get into this, because this is the one I remember the most. But I still watched it over. Now, fun fact, the 2 dinosaurs were loosely inspired by Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's called a Christmas celebration, they do look a little bit into different things.
Yes.
Like, for example, like different animation, like different holidays. Like, it does overall go over Christmas, but there's little things here and there where you can tell they went over a little bit different.
Yeah.
But here's the first fun part. There is an overarching narrative, which it's the wassailing.
Oh yeah.
Here we go, wassailing of Christmas so free. Here we go, wassailing, care to be free. Now, Rex keeps on bringing up that's how you say it, but people keep on showing up and altering that.
Singing it differently.
Where one's waffle guys. Here we go,
waffling. Yeah.
Then there's these geese who go here we go waddling.
Waddling, yeah.
And then I forgot the pig one. I think it was like here we go a quaffling or like something like that.
Yeah.
And then finally, like this, at the end of the narrative, it finally gets to these Irish blokes.
Yeah.
Who actually get the name right. You know.
Yeah, who actually get the song right.
Wassily. And like it's there Rex being frustrated that he knows what he's singing. You know how the song goes.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first we get is the We Three Kings.
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, what was the most iconic part about the We Three Kings one?
Oh man, it was just the way.
No. What was the iconic characters in the We?
Oh, the iconic characters. Oh my god, did I bring this up before we talked about this video or?
You brought up a bit. It's okay. I know you're having a brain fart because there's a lot we've been watching.
Yeah.
So. Now this short starts out pretty much with them, singing. It's the three kings from the story of the birth of Jesus Christ, where they are.
No.
That's one of the shorts.
That's one of the shorts. Sorry.
Here, it's okay.
Go ahead.
I'll continue. Well, it starts with them singing. They're at a campsite and they're singing. They're going. They're doing this thing. We three kings of some.
Yeah.
And then between there's this chorus with the three camels. Do you know how the three camels sing? You remember how three camels sing?
Oh my god, I know this. It's at my tip of my tongue.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out. So what happens is the three camels are an R&B group.
Oh, it was like a Boys II Men type of thing. Yeah.
And they start between them they add their own lyrics, and it looks like at first the three kings are a bit peeved, but they get over it pretty much eventually. And it goes stars in the starlight. I'm singing it for myself.
I'm gonna dub it over you anyway, so.
Yeah, go ahead. Got us to that early light.
But
and then it keeps on going like that until they all join in and sing pretty much. Very well done claymation style. Yeah. Then we get to the second short called Carol of the Bells. Now, do you remember this one?
I remember this one.
Do you remember why it's called Carol of the Bells? Bells. No? Okay, let me talk about it. So, man, you really forgot these.
Sorry, it's been such a long
So there's this
time.
anthropomorphic bell choir who are doing Carol the Bells. And they're doing it by conking themselves over the head.
Yeah, I remember that. They keep conking themselves over the head.
Do you remember who the conductor was?
Oh my god. It was like a Mr. Bean type of thing. No, not Mr. Bean. Golly. Go ahead, sorry.
Notre Dame.
No.
Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Quasimodo.
See, I can't get it, okay?
So, Quasimodo...
You keep trying to bring it. I remember certain elements.
I'm trying to get it out of you. I'm trying.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not
Trust me, we're going to get there. Damn it. You remembered one of the shorts we're going to get to in a second. We'll talk about that. But anyways, it's about Quasimodo, pretty much. He's conducting these anthropomorphic bells to do Carol of the Bells. Mm-hmm. And then there's one moronic fucking bell with the crazy bow tie.
Yes, who's always off track. And
who's mistiming it, not doing it properly, and then loses his mallet. So it ends with him getting hit in the face with a slingshot that Quasimodo hit with a slingshot.
He's hiding pretty much secretly because when he turns around, and when he starts to bow, he hides it behind his back pretty much.
High five, you remember something. Yeah. Okay, there was that one. That was pretty fun. Then there was the third show called The Christmas Tree Carol. Mm-hmm. Oh, Christmas tree. Yeah. And this was really cool. This was, we see a group of kids, you see them decorating a tree. And the one decoration you still have up there is this ornament of a gingerbread house.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're singing the song. You're slowly singing the song. And then it zooms in. And zooms in. We see another, what was cool about, it's cool about, I'll bring up a sec, but... they zooms in and see the gingerbread family inside celebrating Christmas. They have their own Christmas tree, the decorations and stuff like that. Then we zoom in on another house on that Christmas tree. We're going Inception here, folks. Yeah. And zooms in on that, and we see Sam's workshop, and they're singing along. They're going along to the song. They're fixing up gifts and things like that.
We're zooming in.
Then we go zoom in one more time. Well, two more times, technically. Yeah. Zoom in another time. And then we see Santa and Mrs. Claus, and Santa's there with, you know, Mrs. Claus there with Santa, and Santa's asleep, and she puts a blanket over him, and like, it's wonderfully done, and the music encapsulated beautifully. And that's another thing I didn't bring up, was that one thing it gets right is it matches, the songs are perfectly for all of these. They're perfectly made for them. Mm-hmm. And this one is no exception, and the final shot is cutting back to the two kids.
Yeah.
And the Christmas tree is fully decorated, and it's another wonderfully well done.
Is it wonderfully? Yeah, it was. I remember that scene because it was just very well done.
I'm sorry to go from goofy to serious, but that's how it went for me. I'm like, I'm watching it, man, go, and then next thing, go, oh my God, I know you tell it. And we're not telling you with that. Let's see. Then we have the fourth short called "Angels We Heard on High." Now, I'm gonna ask you this again.
Oh God, are we doing this again?
This one has the walruses. What are the walruses doing?
Screw you. I really.
Okay, so in the short, there's a group of penguins enjoying themselves on a frozen pond.
Yeah.
And they're really like having an amazing time. Then this walrus shows up. Now, nothing at first. Brian's like, okay, walrus is there. Then a female walrus shows up. And then things get insane. They start trying to impress each other with dance moves, a bunch of stuff, and throughout all of these, the penguins get obliterated. You'll probably, hopefully we can find a good version of this short, because the penguins get obliterated. There's one part where they get obliterated when one of them lands on them. There's another part where they get accidentally fall into the water.
Yeah.
And then the final shot is of, this is cool claymation. This is what makes claymation cool, because he does the figure scene, does, you know, the infamous
Oh, the lift! I remember that now.
What happens during the lift?
The lift, very much. He collapses
claymation style,
and he squishes him pretty much,
and slowly lifts him up to, boom, falls, and the penguins are like, oh well, and then they explode back up, and all the penguins are harmed again.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I just gotta jog your memory. That's all I'm doing. I'm just jogging your memory. So, reminder, next SRB Chronicles, we need Jumpstart cables for your brain.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
So, now... Wait, was it? No, not yet. The fifth short, this is the non-claymation short.
Yeah.
Like, it only gets real claymation in the opening sequence. Now, this is the more, like, African, like, musical style genre, where it's Joy to the World done in an own unique cover. But you probably remember this. It's like motion stained glass. Like it cuts to a shot of a woman holding a baby. It cuts to a shot of
I remember that. It was very artistic, like pretty much. It was
cuts to a son with a face on it. Cuts to a mother just grasping her child on the floor.
It was very artistic. It was flowing all together, pretty much, from one scene to another.
This was very well done overall. Now we get to the one you do remember. Short number 6.
Yes.
Which is, what is it, Chris?
The Raisins?
I'll give you points. I will give you points. This is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by the California
Raisins. Thank you.
Now there is an actual group that sings for it as the California Raisins, but anyways, it's a fun little short. The California Raisins just missed the bus. The last bus out of town for the holidays.
They were the in thing at that time, pretty much. So that's why they.
Oh yeah, they were the in thing. And so what do? They decide to sing themselves into a new transportation. So what they do is they sing their own version. And I don't remember how. Mostly it's R&B, but the one different line at the end, pretty much, because it gets to a point where they turn one. I'm not gonna touch your nose, but they turn one of their noses red, bright red, to be Rudolph, and with the rest of them slide along and then just dancing to the beat, while the other one is playing Santa on the sleigh and just flying off, and it goes, "Come on, Rudolph, won't you ride that sleigh? Come on, Rudolph, won't you ride that sleigh?" And it's pretty much, and it's very well done. Like anybody who, like you said, anybody who grew up with the California Raisins during that time knows who they are. And this was just a wonderfully well done cover to the Rudolph song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really good. And that was the end of the short, pretty much. It ends with with them, everybody there getting the name of the song correctly for wassailing, and Rex what was his name again? I completely forgot his name. And fat as a fucking whistle, still fucking eating.
Yeah, well, he's fat very much because he's.
And that's where I saw the name Johnny Counterfeit.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out if that's in. Well, I gotta look up the guy up eventually.
Yeah.
Next, we get to one I had to actually do a lot more research on than I thought about because I never knew this was based off a comic or anything, or a comic strip, or a very well-known comic strip. And this was the 1991 special called Opus and Bill in A Wish for Wings That Work. Now, I'll snap jog your memory by saying this. It had the most creepiest looking fucking cat in the world. He had big eyes. He had scrawny. He was scrawny, but he had big chub belly.
You said this was called what?
Opus and Bill in A Wish for Wings That Work. Now, or you can just look up A Wish for Wings That Work. Just look that up and you'll find it. Because it was based off a book.
Oh, I remember this now.
Thank you. You're actually starting to look it up. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay, Des. That's okay. So this was based off a book that came out the same year that was based off a character from a comic strip called, where's my research? Called Bloom County. That came from the early to mid 80s.
Yeah.
That ran from the early mid 80s. What, the dog is joining us now?
Yes.
Okay. And essentially, Opus, the penguin, sends a letter to Santa asking him for just wings. He wants to fly like everybody else has. And he's belittled by these really assholey seagulls. He has to go to an AA meeting with other pets that don't know how to fly. That's ran by an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah, pretty much.
And all I can remember from that is the guy yelling, "Albatross!"
Yeah, Albatross! Yeah, I remember that.
Then there was the creepy looking cat, his friend Bill. Very creepy looking cat. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Watching him back, I'm like, it unnerved me a bit. But all he wants to do is that. So he tries the balloons, it doesn't work. He tries, the conventional flying mechanics that don't normally work that we see in those black and white films.
Yeah.
But then one night, after he sends a letter, one night, Santa shows up and something happens with his sleigh, and his sleigh busts, and he falls into the water pretty much near Opus's house. So he goes over and using his skills as a penguin saves his life, and the guy even gives him his Santa hat. And the asshole birds are the ones who go to him for help, because they're the only one he can really do anything.
Yeah.
And so from there on in, it gets to a point where, he thanks him. I believe he says something like he can't really fulfill his wish, more or less, but he does thank him for the help of getting his sleigh back up.
Exactly.
And then out of nowhere, Santa goes fucking Star Trek warp speed out of there.
Just out of there.
But by the for the other thing, the ongoing joke of how Bill keeps on ringing to his choir just trying to sing Christmas carols. That was hilarious. Because every moment, then at the end, pretty much, they just run away from the guy.
It was like, whatever.
But anyways, by the end, the seagulls get their friends together, realize what he did and saved Christmas essentially, and they help him fly.
Yeah.
And it's very touching, and it's very funny overall. Like the characters, the different things he's trying to do, especially Bill, who, despite his creepiness, is a very lovable character overall.
Yeah, he is overall.
Now we get to the one that changed my life.
One day, you want me to take this one?
No, this is mine.
Okay, you took mine too. Shit.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, this one changed him dramatically, and that is the one of the biggest ones. Was still one of the longest animated cartoon still to this day right now, and that is The Simpsons. And the pilot of the episode, which was pretty much The Simpsons Christmas.
Yeah, The Simpsons Christmas special. Now,
yes.
I
got him into the Simpsons.
I don't want to fully go into it because I feel that's a Chronicles episode for another day.
Oh, that's a whole nother day.
But I will just talk about the pilot. I don't know, animation-wise, it doesn't hold up, but story-wise, it kind of still does. The story centers around, of course, The Simpsons. Now,
family, yeah.
Let's start with the opening sequence because the opening sequence is hilarious.
Oh gosh.
Lisa, everybody, we see the kids doing their different plays. Oh, there's something else you like about this. They're doing their own little things. Their interpretations for Christmas. Each class is doing it, or each student is doing it. Mm-hmm. And Lisa does this weird tribal dance thing where she's in a tiki mask, hula skirt with flame, doing the flames thing, and like it's crazy.
It was crazy.
And then we get Krabappel's. Oh, eventually comes Krabappel's class, which is run by which has Bart in it. Yeah. And it gives you one of your favorite songs of all time. What song is that?
What is it? Batman smells.
Is it Jingle Bells? Batman smells. Riding late in egg. The Batmobile lost his wheel and the Joker got away. And yeah, right there gets ganked.
Yeah.
Okay, but the main, and then we eventually get into Christmas stuff, and then like, man, even back then they hated Bart. Like, and like writing Marge's writing a Christmas letter to her mom, and brings up Lisa, how she's doing great, and stuff. And Bart's doing good. Good. And like Lisa wants just a pony because she's like put 6 My Ponies on her list and stuff like that. But let's get to the central story. Bart decides it'd be a smart idea to get a tattoo.
That says
Bart hasn't changed. Mother.
Yes.
So when he's nearly done getting this tattoo, using money, his allowance.
Yeah.
He it says moth, by the way. He never fully gets it done.
Yeah, it just says moth.
It sadly turns out that the Christmas money they've been saving up, they would have to use to get rid of it. And there is, of course, a funny scene where you see a giant death-looking laser that's the removal for the tattoo.
Yeah.
And they have to use all the Christmas money, and Marge is hoping, Homer gets his Christmas bonus. Cut to Homer finding out he's not getting his Christmas bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he has to break the news, but he doesn't have the heart. So what he does is, with what little money they had, he scraps together anything from a dollar store. Now, this hit home for us, because that happened one year for us.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a hit home for a dollar store to get stuff. So he gets Bart paper. He gets Maggie a dog squeaky toy of a pork chop. He gets Marge pantyhose, and then he sulks at Moe's. Finds out from Barney that he can make money doing Santa.
Yeah, playing Santa.
And I did an article on I did a short assignment on this about cartoons in my history animation class once, about what makes this cartoon so important and what makes Homer snub but still a lovable, likable character.
Yeah.
He takes up the Santa thing, which by the way is hilarious because just him alone trying to figure out all names of all the reindeer is amazing. And then he literally almost chokes out the teacher when doing the whole testing of the kid on your lap thing.
Yeah.
Now, Bart's, of course, the first one to find out, and he tells him he doesn't want him to tell anybody. Because, I promise I don't get choked up. I'm going to try. He promises that he's going to try.
Yeah. He's
trying, because he didn't get his Christmas bonus, and he's using whatever money he gets here to put it all on, put it all towards Christmas stuff. And makes the ultimate sacrifice. Okay. Regardless of how stupid people think Homer Simpson is between then and now.
It's like he has a heart. He does have a heart.
He's still a very lovable character. This is one thing I like about him over Peter from Family Guy, is that, Peter, there's quips, there's pop culture references, there's the fact he's a complete moron, and there's not really any redeemable qualities to him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This beginning shows how he is. He's sacrificing so much to, and not telling his family to feel disappointed to give them the Christmas they want. And that's what makes him so much scarier, and what makes one of my favorite characters of all time. And still, this episode is one of my favorite of the series, because this is what all started. Whew, I did it. Whew. So anyways,
we're not done yet.
At the end of his session, he goes, okay, time to pick up my check. Turns out, you don't get a lot. Your entire check, good 98% of your check gets sacrificed to all the fees you did for doing Santa.
Yeah.
So he winds up getting $13. And then Barney tells him there's a way you can increase that tenfold if you come meet to the racetrack. And at first, it's a surefire thing. Barney tells him there's one dog that will help him out in the end, that'll give him the money. Homer decides not to. Instead, goes off of one that seems like a sign, which is an introduction to our other character, Santa's little helper. And so he figures that's a sign, that's a sign. We can, the odds on him, if he wins, will be enough to get everybody Christmas gifts. Sadly, this is the part where Homer's idiotism, if that was a word, comes in, and he sacrifices. He sacrifices the money because Santa's little helper doesn't win.
Yeah.
So at the end, before having to go back facing Patty, Selma, who are introduced here too, Grandpa Abe. Oh, and I forgot to bring up the Christmas tree, which he randomly got from a random place that we weren't allowed to get. So he chops out a tree, gets chased down by a bunch of dogs with the boy, and gets his Christmas tree. But he doesn't want to go back to him just yet. He figures there needs to be something. So he's scrapping through the tickets on the ground outside. And, just when it's all hope and lost, they abandon the racetrack owners abandon the Santa's little helper and goes right into Homer's arms and stuff. And he figures, this is a Christmas gift. I still gotta fess up to what happened.
Yeah,
but here's a Christmas gift. So he comes home. He apologizes for not being there. He admits that he didn't get his Christmas bonus. He tried, but he failed. But just when you think all hope and lost, Santa's little helper pops up.
Yeah. And
just to the delight of everyone, brightens all their eyes. And, makes their Christmas perfect.
You could tell pretty much, again, like you said.
Oh, this one's close to home.
Is for him, it not only for both of us, it hit close to home, but for him, this is the start of his obsession. Not obsession, but just his fascination with this.
Oh, yeah. I fell in love with this cartoon just for this Christmas special.
Because it was the first of like a show before South Park, before Family Guy, all of this, where you had a show where they did a lot of stupid stuff. There was a lot of pop culture stuff that they did, but in the end, like we always said, there's got to be some type of heart to it.
Yeah,
there's always got to be some type of art, and that's what really
we'll get more
into
it. We'll get more to a future episode on The Simpsons, because I feel like that's an entire episode's worth.
Yeah.
But one more one I forgot is that we also got introduced to Flanders. This is the first time, because he puts up it's one of my favorite moments in the cartoon. He puts up the Christmas lights. Homer puts the Christmas lights. They're not perfect, but hell, they're fucking on. So then he looks to his left, and fucking Flanders didn't one up the shit out of him. He has like giant Santa ornament, ho ho ho, all on top of the guy's thing, and it's just so iconic. And this is still easily one of my favorite Christmas specials, especially from this tape.
Yes.
And we get to our final one.
The final one.
Now, this one still tears me up to this day at the end, and it's called A Charlie Brown Christmas. Now,
which they still show every year, still to this day.
They still do. This is one of the iconic ones next to Grinch that they still show to this day.
Yes.
Now, for those who don't know, I don't know why, because everybody's grown up with this, where you've lived with it 20 years after or only 10 years after. It's about Charlie Brown. Now, it's just him trying to get through the holidays, trying to talk to his friends about the real meaning of Christmas. Snoopy planning out his freaking his doghouse, decorating the crap out of it.
Yeah, decorating the crap out of that. Yeah.
And Charlie Brown just trying to figure out what Christmas really means to everybody, what the holidays really mean to anybody. There's an amazing speech, I believe, from who's the kid who always holds the blanket?
Linus.
I believe it was Linus. It was Linus who gave the speech that gave the speech about the true meaning of Christmas. I don't entirely remember all of it, but it's a very touching speech. It's something that really moves Charlie Brown. So he grabs a Christmas tree. He doesn't grab any Christmas tree. He grabs this frail-looking one in the corner. The one that doesn't have anything.
He's barely got anything. Just
so
like
he puts it. He sets it in his backyard. And he's an ornament. So he grabs one from Snoopy's doghouse and he puts it on.
He just falls.
Now, seeing how sad he was, the rest of his friends take all the ornaments and stuff off of Snoopy's thing and puts it, and does the most miracle of miracles thing, turns that tree into an actual Christmas tree, and just, says to him, Oh God, I can't say it about getting choked up.
Just say it. Just get it
out. It says, "Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown." Oh God, I knew there were gonna be tears, but God damn it. Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. I forgot what song they sing afterwards. Fuck me. Yeah, Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Yeah, Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Glory
to the newborn King.
And I don't know, to this day, it still chokes me up. As a kid, it didn't really hit me. And then rewatching that scene alone chokes me up still to this day.
Yeah.
Like, here, I'm gonna read off what, okay, I'm gonna read off what Linus says at center stage to wrap this up.
Yeah.
But for now, do you have any other thoughts? Do you have anything to remember about Christmas?
It just,
because
growing up,
we realized how short it was just by looking back at it.
Yeah, again, reiterate. But for me, everybody has a Christmas, pretty much. Everybody grows up with Christmas differently. Everybody has their cartoons, their movies, or anything like that. From our father, always enjoying watching every type of version there is for A Christmas Carol. To cartoons, pretty much celebrating it. There's different ways of different, even television networks, how they do it, from musical acts or anything like that. But just growing up, with this, everybody has a different Christmas. With us, we grew up with this. That's like how our father pretty much recorded this, because it was something that we grew up and knew that pretty much. It was just fascinating to us.
He honestly thought it was 12 hours. I told him, no, it's only like a few. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
But it's the type of thing where pretty much everybody has something Christmas pretty much that they can remember, whether it's a movie, show, music, anything. For us, it was just this what, we grew up in hard times, for us at least. We, with our family and things like that, we grew up really, it was difficult for us growing up.
Yeah, like our dad, at that point in our lives, our dad was still in the Navy.
Yeah, our father was in the Navy, so there were times when we didn't see him for like 6 months at a time.
And, months at a time. And there was stuff like the Christmas cartoons VHS.
That helped us get through a lot, pretty much.
Yeah.
It helped us, forget about a lot of things. I mean, during the time, of course, when this was going on, he did record this for us, but even then, it was something that we pretty much, we grew up with something that it was always something pretty much to forget all the bad times. Something that you would just think about good times, about family, no matter what.
We've had rough Christmases, and this is one of the things that helped us.
This is one of the major things that really helped us. This is what really shaped us into who we are, even, again, like we said in every video, these shows and stuff like that, and movies, it shaped us in who we are now. And that's what, like I said, that's what these cartoons really did. I knew bits and pieces a lot. Yeah, he knew a little bit more, because we watched them a little bit more. But for me, like I said, I remember certain ones because it really hit home. It really hit pretty much a lot to me, to where it's just, I remember certain things where it was just stuck in my mind. It stuck with me just to realize, wow, this is what we used to, enjoy as kids. And nowadays it's changed with a lot of new different types of animation, different types of specials that we see nowadays on TV, which I know for our the kids today's millennials, it's like these are for them. These are their memories. They're gonna grow up. That's gonna hopefully maybe change who they are, or at least it'll always be a part of them, of something that they can say, hey, I remember that. I used to watch that when I was a kid. This was us. This is what we used to watch when we were kids. This is what fascinated us. This is where we were like sitting so close to the TV because we just enjoyed it, But it was very good. For me, for what I have to say, overall with this, it was very, again, it was just very good. It was a Christmas to remember for us at the time.
So, other than that, you guys, if you like this video, hit the like button. You want to comment about your favorite Christmas special you grew up with? Comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. Definitely share it around. And if you just want to talk to us, if you like a little more than anybody else when it comes to talking about Christmas specials, Christmas stuff you grew up with, hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're also mobile, hit the bell icon.
Yes. Again, if you have any fond memories or any animations pretty much you grew up with. Maybe it wasn't these ones that we mentioned, but maybe it was, you know, some that pretty much that stick with you for Christmas specials that you just love and you could watch over and over again. I mean, it could be a Christmas story pretty much, freaking, I mean, which I could say I could watch once a year, that's it, not just freaking the marathon, but still, people love that movie. You know, people enjoy that movie. Even people call freaking Die Hard one of their favorite Christmas movies, you know, but it's the type of thing where, you know, again, comment, you just let us know down below, you know, if you had any fond memories, any favorite cartoons, any favorite Christmas specials for cartoons, or even, it doesn't even have to be cartoons, even movies that you grew up with that's still part of you. Again, whether it's Die Hard, Home Alone, anything like that, you let us know in the comments below. You know, just anything favorite that you grew up with, that you love, that still sticks with you, that you could watch every Christmas and not get tired of. You know, just let us know in the comments below. And especially let us know what you thought of our fondest memories. Pretty much, we're happy that we got to share our memories. Every SRB Chronicles, we're happy to share all of our memories with you guys. Because again, you're getting to know us just as we're getting to know you, even in the comments, pretty much. You know, what people used to, you know, what people like and things like that. So, you know, you're getting to know us more personally, pretty much, little by little, in each episode for this. And this one for Christmas, this is it hits a lot towards home for us. Yeah. So definitely, like I said, put it down what you thought. And most of all, thank you. Most definitely, thank you for watching. And have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
So, as a Christmas gift, for the first time on this show, this specific show, we have a next time. We do actually have a next time. We actually plan this month and next month out. So on the next episode of SRB Chronicles, we'll be tackling one of our favorite animes of all time, Dragon Ball Z.
With the release of
Fighters at the end of that month.
Yes, so pretty much be on the eye for that pretty much. Definitely keep that eye out, and we get to talk, of course, again, memories, our favorite scenes, favorite characters, things like that. You know, overall, pretty much from pretty much breaking down like we always do, from breaking down the show itself to our favorite moments to everything, pretty much what really drew us into this show pretty much the most.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna wrap it up with. We're just gonna wrap up as soon as I'm done saying this. That's it. So until next time, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And this is what Linus said to help Charlie Brown think about, he loudly asked, the true meaning of Christmas. And this is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verses 8 through 14.
Yes.
And there
were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not. For behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger.
And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly hosts praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill towards men.
See ya. Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to see any more of our videos, check out the playlist links down below in the description.
And you can also check out our Twitter account pretty much down below at Super React Bros.